very warm welcome to the show. Now, 2023 is getting closer and the country is now in full throttle for the election season after an acrimonious battle that left virtually all the contenders politically bruised and financially drained. The All Progressives Congress finally held its presidential primary election last week, and former governor of Lagos State Bola Ahmed Tinubu picked the ticket. Now, the party's leadership too was not left out in the massive intrigues that accompanied the exercise. Now, the current objective is to pick a running mate for the party's presidential candidate as a deadline for political parties to present their candidates as well as running mates for the 2023 presidential election draws nearer. With just 3 days to that deadline, who will emerge as the running mate to Ahmed Bola Tinubu of the All Progressives Congress, just like we have many of these presidential candidates of other political parties still searching for suitable running mates too. Are we going to witness a Muslim-Muslim ticket, or will it be the other way around of a Muslim-Christian ticket, or even a traditionalist? I mean, these are all the postulations we're receiving everywhere. Well, for more on this, I'm glad to be joined in the studio by Dr. Muhammed Dahiru, who is the chairman of the Presidential Implementation Committee on Technology Transfer, someone who's keen on the unity of the country and saying that we have a country that's not divided among several lines. And I welcome you to the show.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Okay, so, I mean, the APC has eventually held its convention, and then there are several postulations we're hearing every now and then. People are saying that, look, APC in choosing its vice presidential candidate should be very considerate on the several issues surrounding the diversity of the country, that the ruling party should learn how to manage the diversity of the country, while some others are saying that, look, Nigeria has matured. We are no longer in 1993, but we've even advanced and moved beyond that. And if you have a same faith kind of presidential ticket, it shouldn't matter. What matters is where the votes are coming from. And I don't know what's been your thought all through.
My thought on this is very straightforward. As a developmental economist, I am interested in how this country can grow economically. And the only way we can grow is when we have cohesion, we have peace, and we have unity. Whatever your economic plans are, whatever your manifesto is, if you don't have a country that is united, if you don't have the country where the people are seen to be together in cohesion, believe you me, you cannot achieve it.
Even if you win the election?
If you win the election, because you will end up rolling over a divided country. And unless we unite as a country, unless we have that national cohesion, peace and unity, we cannot have economic growth. The insecurity we are seeing today is as a result of lack of economic development within a very long period of time as a country. In the committee I am heading now, we have a program, a national program, that is looking to see how we can develop as a country by manufacturing things that we normally import. And we have the required partners that are bringing funding and technology from outside Nigeria, and they are looking at us. Without unity, we cannot take this program to the next level. And when we even did our launch last 2 weeks, and we opened our portal for call for proposals from across the nation, as of today we have over 250 companies around Nigeria that have indicated interest in acquiring one technology or the other for us to grow economically. And our partners are putting in money, they are putting in their technology, they are bringing partners to us so that we can grow. But will they come if we don't have a united country? No. So in choosing a running mate, yes, people say we have matured, we have grown from 1999 to date, we can do Muslim-Muslim ticket, we can do Muslim-Christian ticket or whatever.
Or even Christian
ticket. But my own permutation is the government should be a government of inclusiveness. I should not be discriminated upon because I'm a minority Christian from a certain region and I cannot aspire to be somebody in the society. The APC had a very good opportunity to put this country on a path of national growth and development with unity and cohesion, if they manage it very well. And I believe with the caliber of people that the candidate has surrounding him and with the advice he will get from His Excellency the President, the APC will achieve that. But the issue of saying we should go Muslim ticket, I'm a Muslim from the north. And I'm not a party to it. Why are you telling me that there is no other competent person from the minority Christian community in the north that can be vice president? No, there are so many. So why are they not being considered?
Okay. You know, there's a mix of politics and economy in what you have been saying, and that's why we actually have you here to help us shed light. Because there's a nexus between politics and economy when you go into elections, when you come out of elections, even when it comes to delivering your promises. Now, at your own presidential committee level, I just want you to tell us how, if you are managing diversities in terms of location of projects, in terms of awarding of, calling for proposals like you have done, it helps to bind people together. And then if there's a more focus on economic thinking rather than all of these religious divisions and all of that, but in a way that's properly managed, we could actually help to lift people away from poverty, and it can help to create a lesser ambience for all the civil disturbances that we get. And then, of course, it makes it easier for the party, whatsoever party is in power, to be able to run its government properly.
Yeah, of course, because as a government, what you need to provide is the enabling environment. The government function towards economic development is that of providing enabling environment for private sector to prosper. And what are those enabling environment that you are supposed to provide? First and foremost is peace and unity. That is what will give you security. You can never have security without people being united. So unless you provide that, every other aspect of development that you provide will just go to waste. Because if you are looking at the agents of development, the only active agent is the human capital. So you see, human capital development is the strategic base for national development. And you cannot have human capital growth when the people are divided, when there's no cohesion. How can you develop your human capital as a nation?
Now, would you advise the presidential candidate of the ruling party, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to actually, have a think tank that would really think this out very well? Because we hear strongly that the proposals for a Muslim ticket is just there. And it's because when it comes to crunch time, it's the figures that matter, the votes. And he isn't looking at winning the entire country, but some specific parts of the country. And he thinks for him, from what we're hearing, it looks like maybe a Muslim ticket may actually fetch him those votes.
I think consultations are still going on. Permutations are being done by his think tank group. But Atiku Abubakar is a Muslim from the north. Whosoever you put, will he nullify Atiku's vote in the north?
Well, actually, that's the fear.
The VP, you understand?
That's the fear.
So if the person you put cannot do that, and in doing that, you further alienate the minority group that should otherwise come with you, and other people of faith that believe that Nigeria is not ready for Muslim ticket, you are further driving away people that should otherwise be with you. We should be talking about competence.
Yeah, and we've had
so when
names.
we're talking about competence, we should look at people that can deliver at, because I tell you, APC is in a very, shall I say, good or bad situation. If they use it very good, it's good for them to unite the country, for them to show the minority that you can aspire to be whatever you want to be in our political party. That might even go well with us in the south and the southeast. They will see us as a party that is accommodating, despite being a minority or being a Christian.
And that's why some people are saying that, look, if Buhari himself, who was already coming with almost like some sure votes of about 11 to 12 million in 2015, couldn't try this because he was very sensitive to how the country is, why would a Tinubu, who may not even be having such a chunk of voters coming with him on this ticket immediately right now, want to try that? But if you are fair to Tinubu, you would understand that he's under pressure because, for example, the northern governors met together and they decided to drive a narrative that they are supporting power shift to the south. Now, would you, in all of this circumstance, just advise, would you have advised Tinubu to now say, okay, let me just leave this to Buhari, maybe Buhari should choose someone for me, or he should leave it to the northern governors to decide for him, since it looks like a very dicey situation for him?
It's a dicey situation, but he can do that. He can allow it to the president to decide, and he can allow it to the northern governors. Okay, let me give you an example. The Northern Governors Forum comprises of all the northern governors. Who is leading them? It's His Excellency Governor Lalong from Plateau State, a Christian from a minority in the north. He has been leading them for the past 6 years without issues, without acrimony, without anything, peacefully. So it means it's possible for you to have a northerner that will be accepted by all. Since he is somebody that even has been accepted by his colleagues, they've rallied around him, and they are the ones that were in the forefront of pushing the agenda of the presidency going back to the south.
And if you say that, I will tell you politically that Lalong, Governor Simon Lalong of Plateau State, is said to have backed Rotimi Amechi and not Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that he only joined at the tail end when he saw that it was already clear. I mean, himself and Governor El-Rufai of Kaduna State only joined the push for a southern presidency at the tail end of it, when they had seen that the persons that they were supporting wouldn't win. What will you say to that? Would you now suggest that Tinubu should hand over that vice presidential ticket to someone who was said to have been backing Rotimi Amechi, or you think it should be done in the spirit of reconciliation?
Is Tinubu going to rule over a divided party? Tinubu has gone to see all the presidential aspirants, including Rotimi Amechi, in order to unite the party.
You think that reconciliation is genuine?
Yes, it's genuine, because the Aswaju I know is not somebody that will take that as to heart. It's politics. It has been played and he has won. He is trying to unite the party. He is trying to bring everybody on board. So we will not be fair to Aswaju to say that he is going to think this person supported me or this person has not supported. He has gone past that now. He has won the ticket.
And will the northern governors accept such a proposal if Governor Lalong is the one that is pushed forward?
I just told you who is the leader of the northern governors.
Yeah, I mean, but that's a different ball game.
I think
that's a different ball game.
I don't know their thinking, but I think if they can support him to lead them, why can't they support him to be vice president? I'm not thinking for them.
Yeah, and then we've also had names like Boss Mustafa and all of that from the northeast. Yeah. But if the national chairman of the party, Senator Abdullah Adamu, is from the north central, why should the vice presidential candidate that you are proposing come from the north central? Or do you want Abdullah Adamu to resign?
Why? No, I'm not saying Abdullah Adamu should resign. I'm not saying. My thinking is, it can come. The vice presidential candidate can come from anywhere. It's left for the party to decide. But in terms of fairness, if we look at the Northwest, have produced the president twice, vice president once. The Northeast have produced the vice president for 8 years, Atiku Abubakar once. The North Central have not produced any of this. And in the North, we are one. If we are one, then we should be able to allow the other part also present somebody if he has the credentials for him to do that. And we should back. That is what Sadona did to keep the North united. He did not discriminate based on tribe or religion. The whole northern geographical sphere is his own. He considered everybody his own. And that was why we have a united North then. We have an opportunity to do that now. And I think we should not allow this opportunity to pass. That's
now, what will you say about some opposition that we're already hearing? I mean, even from Plateau State, where we are hearing some people saying that, look, Governor Lalong seems to have mismanaged the diversity of Plateau State when it comes to Plateau politics. And that, I mean, there was this chieftain of the same APC in Plateau State that was saying that, look, Simon Lalong, it doesn't look like he has managed the diversity of Plateau State when it comes to Muslim Christians very well, and as such, he shouldn't be someone that's been put forward. What would you say to such kind of thinking?
I am from Gombe State.
From Gombe State, yeah, I know.
I was born and brought up in Jos, and I know what Plateau State used to be before the coming of Lalong. I know the crisis that has been taking place prior to his coming. I know the life we have lost. I have lost friends, I have lost relatives, and I know, and it's very painful. But if you look at what Lalong has done in Plateau State in the last 6-7 years, you can see that he has brought about peace and unity. It is the first time in Plateau State that I can walk into a street without being fear of being lynched. Before his coming, the state was fully divided. There are places that a Muslim cannot enter, and there are places that a Christian cannot enter in Plateau State prior to his coming. But now all those things are history. We now have nightlife in Jos. We now have the city being crowded, people coming from all over the country to do business. What do you expect? Of course, you can have political opposition that will come, but what is their pedigree? I don't know who the person that was saying those things, but if you look at that person, what has he done for Plateau State?
Yeah, I think the former Minister of, Information, Nakandi, also, yeah.
Can you remember him as a minister? Or when he was minister, what did he do for the people of Plateau State? I know he contested election twice as House of Reps. If he has done a lot for the state, he would have won the election. So you see, when we are talking, we should talk based on reality, things that are there on ground for people to see. We should put personal sentiment aside. As a country, what we need now is unity and cohesion. We have opportunity to grow as a country. We have opportunity to be the biggest economy in Africa and one of the biggest in the world. But our politicians seem not to understand when to stop politicking and when to start governance.
Okay. Now, there's this fear of the ulamas in the north. If Bola Tinubu, who is from the south, but a Muslim, and has had this ticket, gets to pick someone from the north who is a minority and a Christian, there's a tendency to see the southern Muslim as not being Muslim enough. And some people are beginning to question why some northern ulamas actually do that, some of the northern clerics. Why is it that someone who is a Muslim from the south doesn't, look like he's being seen fully as a Muslim? And then you hear them saying that, look, we have enjoyed the power of majority in the northwest and the northeast, and then how can we be running in Nigeria without us having a voice when the highest votes will be coming from our place? But do you think that in all of this, if, for example, we pick the formula that Obasanjo used in 1999, it may assuage the feelings of the North, whereby, for example, the president, if he wins, if Tinubu wins, for example, can come from the Southwest, and then, of course, the vice president comes from the Northeast, like is being proposed, or North Central, and then it cascades like that. Maybe the Northwest can get speaker. Do you think that such a thing can assuage their feelings?
Yeah, it can, but I don't want to believe that our ulamas consider a northern Muslim different from a southern Muslim. It is the same book we read, and it is the same religion we practice. And in the Quran, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us is that he has created us into different nations and tribes so that we can understand each other.
I'm saying this actually in the light of, a video that's been circulated.
Yeah, the video has been circulated with one person or two persons. That is their own sentiment. But let me tell you, the religion does not permit us to discriminate based on tribe.
Just like it doesn't permit an Arab to discriminate against a black just because he's a Muslim.
Any person that proposed that is not preaching Islam. Is not preaching Islam. Islam does not encourage that. Yeah. And whosoever is doing that is not being fair to Islam.
Okay, now tell us how the likes of President Muhammad Buhari can come in here, because people are still looking to him to share leadership, because his legacy will be in question if he doesn't manage this properly. And this cause a lot of grievances within the APC. It means that even the APC may not be able to fly very well, and then it may lose. How do you think that President Muhammed Buhari can help the presidential candidate to arrive at a decision that's well accepted in every part of the country among APC members?
If you look at what has happened prior to the primaries, all these things were in the forefront. The party will collapse after the primaries. This will happen. But you can see the leadership. You can see the leadership that was provided by the president. And at the end of the day, primaries was held and the party is still intact. The president is a very intelligent, very thorough human being. And believe you me, this issue of vice presidency, the president will intervene at the right moment and the party will come out stronger and more united, as he has done during the primaries. There is nothing that opposition and other people have not said about the primaries. It will do this, it will do that, the president, this, the president. But at the end of the day, you can see how he provided leadership and direction.
Yeah, I mean, even Tinubu had to be praising him for not interfering in the process and all of that.
He's a very thorough, intelligent man, and I'm sure he's going to give direction in this regard, and the party will come out stronger, whosoever they pick.
Okay.
Whosoever emerges as the vice presidential candidate of the party will have the overwhelming support of all the governors, of the president, and everybody.
Okay, as we try to round off, just very quickly before we go, what will you say of someone like Kashim Shettima, who has been following Tinubu all around, or Governor Zulum and all of that, who think that, I mean, it's their turn. I mean, it looks good if it goes to the northeast after having followed Tinubu. Wouldn't such a person actually feel bad if someone like you're proposing, Governor Simon Lalong, is given that vice presidential ticket?
A lot of people have followed Tinubu, and Tinubu got vote from all over the states. So there's no one person that can claim that I'm the one that have pushed Tinubu to become.
But they played a key role, actually.
So many people claim, some you have seen, some you have not seen. But there are so many people that have played key role. But the most important thing, like I said, the unity of this country is important. National cohesion is important. Equity and justice and fairness is what will drive this country forward. We that are into business and dealing with the private sector and trying to attract international investors to Nigeria, that is what we want to see. We want to see a presidency that is positioned to provide us with the enabling environment for us to attract the necessary investment into the country for us to grow as a nation. If we don't have that, that is why we are concerned. We are stakeholders in the Nigerian project. That's why we are concerned. If we don't have peace and cohesion and stability, there is no way all the programs we are pushing can come to bear.
And of course, there will be lots of investors' confidence.
So that is why we are concerned on how the country is going to be governed and the kind of people that will come on board to provide us with the necessary policies and direction for us to have the enabling environment for investors to come into Nigeria.
Yeah, and it's good to know that business leaders, intellectuals like you are intervening in the process, not staying away. So we can only wish you well as you try to intervene. Because politicians think one way, they don't think like you people. They just think about the votes. When it comes to the crunch time, where will the votes be coming from?
You can have a country that you cannot progress. Or you can have a country that will provide the enabling environment for us to progress. And that is why we are concerned.
And that's the reason why they actually want the ticket. They want economic growth to create more jobs for people and reduce insecurity and all of that. So I just believe they'll be taking your advice because sometimes they can be very stubborn. Thank you so much, Dr. Muhammed Dahiru, who is the chairman of the Presidential Implementation Committee on Technology Transfer. And you've been doing well with your agency. We just hope that you help the president to go on this final run to deliver on his promises, because his term will expire.
No, before his term expires, we are going to launch programs that Nigerians will be happy with, and it is going to be continuous. It will be his legacy. He has done well for us, and it is time for us to repay him back with bringing in the right investment for him to finish his tenure with.
Okay, Humas, thank you for being on the show.